Hey guys, welcome back. I had such a huge demand for the dotted sugar skull tutorial, so I thought I would get on this one right away. My kids are back to school today. It's been a very long, busy, hectic summer with two wonderful boys, and I'm excited to do this one for you guys because Halloween is coming. These represent a lot of different things to different people. This is going to be a sugar skull, which to me means color and beauty, and that's all that matters to me. So, when you make a sugar skull, there is no lack of color. If you want to look up the meanings, by all means, go for it. But nothing but celebrating the life of someone. That's what these mean to me. And they're also fun for Halloween decorations. So whatever the meaning is for you, you decide. They're going to be beautiful either way. Now I started by painting my rock black so that there's a nice black background because that's what I usually do with my dotted stones. If you are a follower, you know this. Now I am sketching on my skeleton face. You might be able to see it a little bit better once I've outlined it with gold. You can definitely pause it and take a look at what I've drawn so far so that you can catch up with me. It's very detailed, and there's lots of color in it and lots of dots, so this one might be a little bit intimidating to some, but please don't give up. It's so much fun. You might be able to find templates or easier to draw sugar skull designs on Google or Pinterest if you don't like my design. Now I am doing simple curves to make the skeleton face, simple little teeth. You can draw it out a few times on paper if you feel more comfortable because this might be a little bit too quick for you guys. I had to make sure that I sped it up so that this wasn't an hour-long tutorial, but there's a lot of detail in it. So right now I'm just going over all my pencil marks that I choose to keep, and I'm going to cover up or erase all the pencil marks that I don't want to keep. So once I'm happy with it, I'm going to just clean up my gold lines and get rid of my pencil using black acrylic paint. I usually do call this my cleanup part. So if you are a follower, you've heard me mention the cleanup part before. I just want to thin out the gold lines, make sure that they're not messy. I go over the spots where I don't want pencil, and I just kind of clean it up and so that I can fill it in with color afterwards. It's kind of like creating your own coloring book page and then coloring it in afterwards. So that's basically what I'm doing. You'll be able to see it a little bit better, the actual design of the sugar skull, when I'm done cleaning it up and all that paint is tidy, as you can see here. My black paint is still drying a little bit, but that's the design I'm going with. I'm going to paint in the teeth, just using white acrylic paint, but I want to make sure I can still see the gold outline. So I am just filling that in. I might have to fix some of the gold bits afterwards, but that's okay. And it's okay if your teeth aren't smiling, like I've done with this one. You don't have to. You can have missing teeth. You can put little crystals on the teeth so it looks like there's the little diamonds that you can see on teeth sometimes. Or you could put like a gold tooth as well, which is really cool. It's up to you. There's so much you can do to create a sugar skull and make it your own. I am adding a little peacock feather on the side. If you follow my work, you know that I'm a big fan of peacock feathers. So I'm adding one. And I, of course, will be adding glitter and a crystal in the nose ring that I've just added here as well. So you will see. On my hamsas or hamzas, whatever you prefer to call it, I usually put a little lotus flower. So I'm putting a lotus flower at the bottom in the chin portion of my sugar skull. It's just really simple. I'm not going to go overboard with the detailing because we're going to fill it with color, and that's going to do enough. That's going to make this brilliant to begin with. So welcome back, everybody. Finally, kids are back to school. I know that sounds horrible, but These two boys, I think probably my neighbors want to move out. I think they want to leave town. My kid, one is right into Spider-Man now, my youngest. So he is pretty much jumping off of furniture all day, seeing how high up on the stairs he can jump off. So it's been kind of a loud, long summer. So I have added nail glitter. Look at other tutorials as well of mine because I use nail glitter in a lot of them. And I just did like the inner portion around a bit thicker in the glitter. It's going to give the eyes some depth. Same with the nose. And then I've used DecoArt DuraClear. It's from Americana. It's a clear varnish just to hold that glitter in place where it is. I don't want it to go all over my skull. I just want it in the eyes and in the nose holes or cavities. I don't know what you want to call it. Please don't correct me. I'm just showing you how to do some art. And art is extremely good for you. So don't give up if this is a challenge for you. Start with a few of my other ones first because I do a lot of this gold outline first and then dot it afterwards. So practice on some other ones if this one seems like it's too much. You also don't have to dot all of it. You can just color in the skull white and then dot the rest, add some color in the flowers and stuff like that. It's totally up to you. Now I'm using some nail art dotting tools, and I'm just dotting white acrylic paint above the teeth, around the nose, and around the, it's kind of like lace that's going around the eyes, because we want our sugar skulls to be extremely colorful. Traditionally, they're made with sugar. The molds for the skulls were made with sugar. They were covered with candies and ribbons and feathers and flowers and color. So just color. And they're to celebrate life. The Day of the Dead seems scary and sounds odd and dark, but it's actually celebrating life. And life is so beautiful and colorful. We have to appreciate that. So I add as much color as I possibly can, and glitter and crystals and color and dots and frills, and you'll see. I make a couple of them and then I show you at the end of this video. So you'll see how colorful they can be. Now I am using a blue. It's a cerulean blue, and I've lightened it with white. And now underneath the white that I did around the eyes and around the nose and above the teeth, I'm adding in that blue. And I'm kind of walking the dots out, walking the dots into the center around the nose and the mouth there, where I am now adding white again. So we're lightening up the part of the sugar skull right there using the white dots. But I want to keep it blue around the eyes, over the teeth, under the teeth. And it's also going to get a lot darker around the jawline because we're going to show that darker to make it look like it's set in a little bit further and give that some depth as well. It's all about the colors that you're using to give it some really cool effects. So I did keep it blue up around the top of the eye as well. And then I changed it to white. Or you can just keep adding white to make the blue lighter until it gradually gets white. It's completely up to you. Now I'm using the cerulean blue, pure cerulean blue without any white mixed into it along the bottom of the jawline, right underneath those bright white cheekbones that we just did. And I'm actually putting a little bit of it underneath the nose there to kind of give it some shading under the nose. And then I added a little bit of white to the dark blue so that I can walk the dots down and kind of do an ombre effect from dark blue to the light blue going down the chin. And you'll see that change gradually here. Literally, I just kept adding white to my cerulean blue, and it changes your color gradually. And that gives you your ombre effect. It's a nice smooth color change from dark to light or from light to dark. And I do that a lot. So I've done that on the jawline. And as I get closer down to the lotus flower, it's going to get lighter. So you will see that in a moment. Now, anybody want to throw out some more ideas for upcoming season, fall or Halloween, whatever you want? Please just send me a quick comment and tell me what you want to see. I am jotting your ideas down on a big long list, and as soon as I get the time, I will be hopefully getting those out to you now that the kids are back to school. Mama has some free time, everybody. I have been so busy, so busy. Big news also, I am going to be able to offer you a discount code. It's in the description. If you go to the Happy Dotting Company on Etsy, they make their own molds for stones, so you can make your own stones. And if you use the code Rachel's Rocks Canada, all in capital letters, you can get a 10% discount if you purchase anything from the Happy Dotting Company on Etsy. So please visit them, and they have everything you need to make beautiful stones, including dotting tools and stencils and everything you need, And you can make your own perfect little mandala stones or mandala stones, whatever you, however you call them. And so, yes, definitely use my code and get a discount there. Now that I've filled in all the blue down to the lotus flower, I'm going to go around. It's kind of like lace or petals, I guess you can say. There's petals going around the eyes. I did do the outer part of the petal in a purple pansy color. So it's like a darker purple. And now I'm going on and filling in the rest of the petal with a lavender color. So you'll see that in a moment because I've kind of blocked your view. I apologize for that. No, I'm actually not sorry. Someone told me recently in the comments to stop apologizing. We love you. But I'm from Canada and I apologize a lot. But I'm going to try not to as much. I'll keep that in mind. So as you can see, I'm finally showing you that I've filled in the petals with the lavender, but the outer ring is the darker purple. So we are going to color in our flower. We're starting off with Pink Pinata, which is a neon color from Martha Stewart. I've been using a lot of neons all summer, so I think it's probably just because neons belong in the summer months that I've been using them so much, but sugar skulls need that color even if it is getting closer to fall. So I am just dotting around that weird, funky little heart shape, upside down heart inside the petal. That's actually going to be more of an aqua blue, but we're using Pink Pinata at first, and then we're blending in Neon Magenta, which is also from Martha Stewart. And then I'm going to blend in Neon Solar Flare, which is also from Martha Stewart. And that's going to be the outer part of the petal. All of my colors will be listed in the description of the video, as well as the tools that I'm using, and the discount code and link to go to Happy Dotting Company on Etsy and use your discount there. It's so exciting. Their stuff is so great, and I'm going to be showing you a little tutorial on the rocks and how I make them here in Canada, what I use, and how easy it is. And you're going to want to go right to the Happy Dotting Company immediately and make yourself some rocks. So I have colored in the leaf at the side with a classic green, and I'm actually going to dot inside those leaves with a light green. And my lotus starts off with white dots, gradually goes up to Pink Pinata, and then the magenta. I don't switch to different colors. I just kept the same colors that were in the flower. But my lotus does not have orange in it. It just has white, Pink Pinata, and magenta. And I just gradually went white at the bottom up to pink at the top. Now I've got aqua in the funky little heart-shaped things in the petals, and hologram 2796 in the center. There's also hologram 2796 going in my peacock feather right now in one of the little portions of the eye of the peacock feather. So you can see that will dry clear and like a sparkling teal, and it's beautiful. So if you don't own that stuff yet, go out and get some. It's beautiful. Okay, so here I am dotting with light green inside these little leaves. You, once again, don't have to dot everything. You can paint certain things with a paintbrush and then dot the rest. It's totally up to you. Totally up to you. So I'm just adding in some metallic purple spines. I don't know what they're called. The things on a feather. I'm adding those. Somebody's going to correct me anyway, and thank you for that. But you don't need to make me feel stupid. Just letting you know. Outlining my flower to make sure it pops off of that skull a little bit, stands out a little bit. Making sure I outline the leaves as well, going along the side so that they pop off the skull a little bit. And once I've resined, I am showing you now the beauty of resin. That tutorial is in my description, as well as the type of art resin that I use. It's non-toxic in every single way, and it's brilliant. I'm adding a little flat back crystal to the nose ring using some super glue and a wax pencil, which I purchased on Amazon. The wax pencil picks up the crystals off of hard surfaces. They won't pick up crystals off of soft surfaces like your finger, but they will pick up off of the desk or surface that you're working on. I just put a little bit of glue on the lid of my glue container. See, it won't pick it up off my glove. It'll only pick it up off a hard surface, so I got to put it on my desk. I'm using a toothpick and a little bit of glue. You do not want to use a lot, or else it will fog the resin around where you're putting the crystal, and it does not look nice. So I use a toothpick just to dab a little bit on, and then I use my wax pencil to pick up my flat back crystal, and I pop it on there. I hold it down using the other end of my wax pencil. That's just habit. And there we go. Do not do that if you're putting it outside for animals to bite off. If you're going to do that, put your crystals on before you resin, please. Don't want any animals choking on anything that we put on our rocks. I love it. It looks beautiful. It sparkles in all the right places. It glitters in all the right places. And here's its friends. See how colorful? I used gray, more of a gray color in that skull, still purple around the eyes, some different flowers. This is a smaller one. It's got a little bit of gold glitter in the eyes, but